I stood in the doorway of my aunt's sprawling mansion, watching the annual Miller family business dinner unfold, crystal glasses clinking, designer suits gleaming, success stories traded like currency. The same scene as every year. Except this time, everything was about to change. "Oh, Alexandra, you made it," Aunt Catherine greeted, her voice dripping with false warmth. "We're a bit crowded with the important guests. Why don't you sit in the kitchen? You'll be more comfortable there." I glanced at the perfectly set dining table where my cousins, Michael and Elizabeth, sat flashing their Miller Enterprises executive badges. "Of course, Aunt Catherine," I replied, smoothing down my custom Valentino dress. I wouldn't want to disturb the business discussion. "That's the spirit," Uncle James, CEO of Miller Enterprises, called out. "Leave the real business to those who understand it." If only they knew. While they dismissed me as the family disappointment running a small consulting firm, I'd quietly built Aurora Industries into a private equity powerhouse. In fact, the investors they were courting had already signed with me. "Still doing that little consulting thing?" Elizabeth asked, her diamond bracelet catching the light. "We're always hiring entry-level positions at Miller Enterprises." I smiled, thinking about the billion-dollar deals I'd closed last month. About how Aurora had been buying up Miller's suppliers, partners, and competitors for over a year. About how this dinner was their last supper before the takeover. My phone buzzed. It was my CFO. She knew not to call during family events unless it was urgent. "Excuse me," I said, rising. "Ms. Miller," Sarah's voice came through. "The final paperwork for the Miller Enterprises acquisition is ready. The board has approved. Shall we proceed with the announcement tomorrow?" I stepped closer to the dining room. "Put it on speaker, Sarah. I want to hear all the details." The dining room fell silent. "The purchase price is $2.4 billion. Over market value due to their desperation before the scandal breaks." Uncle James paled. "And the voting shares?" I asked loudly. "We control 63%. The family will retain minority interest with no operational control." Elizabeth's wineglass shattered. Michael stood, so fast his chair fell over. "What's going on?" an investor asked. I walked in, phone still on speaker. "Just finalizing some business, Mr. Davidson. You signed with Aurora last week." "Aurora?" Uncle James choked. "You're working with Aurora Industries?" "Not exactly." I smiled. "I am Aurora Industries, founder, CEO, and as of tomorrow morning, your new boss." The silence was delicious. Uncle James stood, shaking. "We should talk. Privately." "Of course," Aunt Catherine said quickly. "The study." Inside the wood-paneled room, the explosion came. "You manipulative little snake," Elizabeth hissed. "Embarrass you?" I said, perched on Uncle James's desk. "Like you embarrassed me for years. Kitchen seats, exclusion, fake pity." "We were protecting you," Aunt Catherine offered weakly. I pulled up Aurora's financials. Market cap, $12.8 billion. Revenue, $3.2 billion. Profit margin, 28%. "Tell me again how I wasn't ready." Michael grabbed the phone, trembling. "You were just a small-time consultant. That was my cover. While you looked down on me, I built something bigger than Miller Enterprises ever was." "The board won't allow this," Uncle James rasped. "They already did," I said, handing over the signed papers. "Remember last week's emergency meeting about the mystery buyer acquiring shares? That was me." Catherine collapsed into a chair. "Where did you get the money? Remember the app one made in college? The one you all laughed at? Sold it for $50 million. Invested every penny. Built Aurora from scratch." "This is revenge," Elizabeth muttered. "No, it's business. Your company is mismanaged and undervalued. I just saw the opportunity." My phone buzzed. Sarah again. "Final contracts delivered. Oh, and the merger announcement goes live at 9 a.m. Along with your financial cover-up, unless..." "Unless what?" James asked. "You all resign tonight. No board seats. No parachutes. You walk away with Aurora stock and no scandal. You wouldn't dare." "We're family," Aunt Catherine said. "Was I family when I was made to eat in the kitchen? When you denied me leadership because it would confuse clients?" I stood. "You have 1 hour, or I release everything." And trust me, prison jumpsuits don't go with Chanel. As I turned to leave, Elizabeth shouted, "Where are you going?" "To the dining room," I said. "I believe the head of the table is free." The next morning, headlines read, "Miller Enterprises acquired by Aurora in hostile takeover. Family dynasty collapses. From kitchen to corner office, how the outcast heiress took over." Uncle James's office was now mine. My phone buzzed nonstop with calls from family. "Document the harassment," I told legal. Sarah arrived. "The transition team is ready." "Start with the executive floor," I said. "Remove the mahogany paneling. Replace it with glass. Transparency is our new policy. And the family portraits in the boardroom. Replace them with our company values. Merit, innovation, inclusion, and put a special one in the kitchen. Success is served at every table." "Your family's in the lobby," my assistant said. They filed in, disheveled, desperate. I gestured toward the kitchen. "The kitchen's that way, in case you feel more comfortable there." "Alexandra," Uncle James began. "We can fix this." I opened a folder. 20 years of exclusion. 15 denied promotions. One Christmas where you told me I'd never understand real business. These aren't grievances. They're motivations. "What about our jobs?" Elizabeth asked, crying. "Oh, you can apply. Merit-based, of course." "The Miller name still means something," Michael offered. "It did? Until today. Aurora owns the brand now." I pressed a button. A group of young, diverse professionals entered. "Meet your new management team," I said. They earned their seats. "This is revenge," Aunt Catherine whispered. "This is business," I replied, though I do have one position in mind. I turned to Elizabeth. "The kitchen staff needs a new manager." That evening, as the sun set, I walked through the empty offices. The cleaning crew replaced Miller logos with Aurora's rising sun. The portraits came down. New values went up. A final text pinged. "Family dinner. This Sunday. Please come." I replied, "Sorry, busy with a merger. But I hear the kitchen has excellent seating." Blocked the number. At my old business school a week later, I gave a speech titled, "Breaking the Glass Ceiling and the Family China." My first line, "Sometimes the best view of success isn't from the head of the table. It's from the kitchen, where you can watch them choke on their pride. Because in the end, success isn't about where you sit. It's about owning the whole restaurant." And I was just getting started.